What's up, everybody? It's been a minute. It's been a minute. It's nice to see you all. I can't wait for you to hop in the party. I'm hanging out with Fire today, to address America's problems. Nice. This is probably the best I can do for a stand. I didn't really think that one through. Crazy Robin, you were first. You're not crazy. If you are, you're crazy about the right stuff. Eric and Doris, what's up? Mike, hey. Guys, I wasn't joking. I'm here with Fire right now. Well, you can only see his forehead. Hold on, let me zoom out. I have it kind of zoomed, bro. Forehead. No, not at all. That's not what I was saying. I'm here with my buddy.
Every year it gets a little bigger.
Oh, Plumber B is here. Hey, I want to give a special shout out to Plumber B. He's a gentleman who had actually just had some medical procedures done, and then I met him on the mall. He came down to DC, he rented a truck, and he came all the way down there. Bill, what's up, buddy? Patrick, thank you. Awesome to see you guys. I don't know if you saw the last video, but Scott and I went down to 1776 to their camp, and we put a bunch of flags up, a bunch of big flags up, and we threw those flags all around camp, and then we got like 16 of them. We got 4 packs of 4. 16 little flags. And we were going to line their whole entrance, but instead of doing that, Ma and Pa asked if they could just give them to all the kids. So they're going to go give them out to the kids. So, we took like 20 flags over to 1776 to try to motivate them. I'm here with my buddy Scott, right here, my brother Scott.
Just cruising.
Just cruising, keeping it safe and sexy. We've got a really cool, I guess I have to touch this one. We've got that tropical colada going on in here, which is a lovely scent. I know it was a short video, guys. We couldn't live stream down there. It said we had service, but then there was an X over my service. Couldn't stream. I do know that Trucker G is at Bunker Hill. I talked to him this morning.
We tried it on a couple phones. It wouldn't work.
Yeah, that's right. We tried live streaming on 2 different phones down there with the Patriots, and even though it said we had service, we just couldn't get it. We tried.
The circle just kept spinning.
It was spinning. If you guys, they say, hey, X-Ray and Scott. Cool. What's up, Charlotte?
Hello, visionaries.
So Scott's upset because it's date night for Scott right now, and this has lasted longer than we thought it would last today. We just got so motivated. Oh, they're calling you Fire now. Jackie's like, it's Fire. That's right, like Jackie.
I like it.
Like you made the gentleman smile. Good job. Good job, guys.
I'm happy to finally have a convoy nickname.
That's right. You've earned your convoy call sign, 10-4. Yeah, everybody's at the campsite, or the people who are at the campsite were doing great. It was wonderful to see them. I'm going to tell you about General Flynn in a minute. It's a different name for their movement. Instead of the Restoration Movement, what are they calling it? Reawakening? They're keeping R, but it's Reawakening. Reawake America Tour, I think it's called. And it's called General Flynn and Team America. And they're going to be going around to different spots in the United States to try to motivate the Patriots. And they're even working with 2 of Donald Trump's sons. So Eric Trump and Donald Trump Jr. are also going to be involved. And they've gotten a lot of threats from Antifa and from other groups like that. So they put out what's called a call for Patriots. They put out a call for Patriots to come and help and support and help provide, a little bit. They're going to have real security, but they want the Patriots out there as thick as we can get them, as many Patriots as possible. Yeah, I heard Trucker G is at Bunker Hill, and I definitely want to see Trucker G. I'll tell you that right now. That's right. The Reawaken America Tour is something people have been talking about, and now they've released the dates and the locations. So it's going to be August 12th and August 13th, and we want you, if you're interested, to go to Rochester, New York. And General Flynn is going to be one of the speakers. He's getting involved with the Patriot movement, and they're calling it the Reawakening America Tour. So you have the 1776 Restoration Movement, and then you have the Reawaken America Movement. All right, and there's going to be a big truck convoy. You need to call Vince if you want to be on the truck convoy part of it. And you can just send me an email, and I'll send you his contact information if you're interested in doing that.
If you can't make it to New York, come to DC and support us, and we'll support them remotely from DC.
That's right.
If you can't make it all the way up there, come down and hang out with us.
It doesn't matter like what the name of your movement is, right? Everybody can come out and get involved and help each other.
Republican or Democrat, if you have a day or a week to give, whatever.
That's right.
We just want Americans that want freedom. We don't care what side of the aisle you sit on. We just want people that love this country and want it to be restored to a free country.
That's right.
The way it was.
That's right.
A better country for our children to live in.
That's right. In alignment with our Constitution, with the expectations that were outlined in our Constitution, guys. And I know some of you are saying they've been doing that. You tell me the dates and locations, because I know we've been talking about it. A lot of people have been talking about it, but this is when they're doing it, okay? And so those are big name patriots standing up for the movement and standing up for freedom. And this patriot movement has taken a lot of different forms, right? Different convoys that have had different names and different locations all around the country, right? And we've seen it really around the world, but let's just talk about around the nation. You know what I mean? Yeah, so let me know, Maureen, right? Just let me know where it was and when, but from what I understand, this is the one that they're going to roll out, and people have been talking about it for a while. We weren't sure if he was going to get involved.
Under another name that Flynn has attended.
Okay.
But this is his actual, I believe,
So
quote me on it, but I know he's attended some other rallies. There's one down in the Carolinas somewhere earlier this year he was at.
Okay.
But I think this is his actual movement, his actual thing now. I'm not 100%, but I think that's how it's worked out.
Michael Flynn, right?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I know he's attended some other rallies and spoke at some other events.
10-4, and it looks like Jen Simpson is in the house, so we better say what's up, Jen. How are you? We hope you're doing well.
To that note, it doesn't matter what your group is. When you show up, you don't have to be 1776 Restoration Movement.
That's right.
Show up as, Freedom Convoy or Americans for Freedom. We don't care what your group is.
Kentucky Patriots
You
or
know?
right, Missouri Veterans, whatever, the Mobo Clan, whatever you guys want to call yourselves.
You can be your own leadership, your own group, but stand with us.
That's right.
We'll stand with you. Just for that one common goal of returning ourselves to a constitutional republic. And to make people held accountable for forcing things on us
That's right.
that are unconstitutional.
That's right. And we've seen a lot of that. We've seen a lot of it recently. We've seen people refuse to enforce the law in different instances. No, General Flynn is not joining 1776 Restoration Movement. He's getting more involved with the Patriot movement. He's going on what is it again with the R? Reawaken America tour with let me turn this down so we don't get in trouble. That's an awesome song, but I'm not choosing to play it necessarily. It happens to be played in private property. I'm just in the private property. He's working with two Trumps, and they're trying to get the message out. Yeah, I'm sure it'll be politically motivated. Everything that people do on that level is politically motivated, right? That's the level that they're playing on. With Clay Clark, exactly right. So these We the People movements, it's August 12th and August 13th. August 12th and the 13th. So the We the People movement is what I'm calling it. And that's really what's going on. You know what I mean? That's really what's going on. Oh, awesome. It looks like they did one last November. Awesome. Good look. Way to look it up. Great job. That's right. It should be a really good lineup. I know. I heard G's got to leave tomorrow. I would love to see him. I've talked to him on text and on the phone. It would be great to see him. We are heading back that way, but it's date night for Scott tonight. And he's already a little bit late because we had the problem trying to get the live stream going. We hit a little bit of traffic, but we're moving pretty good right now. And Scott's wife is not going to let him come out and play with me anymore if I don't bring it back by curfew.
No, we don't get to spend very much time together with our careers. So when we have that one day off a month, we try to spend a little time together. And she's been very supportive of letting me go to DC at night and help with security and running back and forth with X-ray and taking care of things. So I got to keep my wife happy because I love her to death.
We got to give her a shout out. She's an amazing person. Scott's whole family is awesome. Check it out. We got cool new buttons here. They're pretty cool, right?
They are. They're pretty cool.
They gave those to us when we showed up today, which is awesome. Happy wife, happy life, they say.
That's right.
That's right, 10-4. And she's a nurse. She's an awesome person. We won't say anything else, but she's an awesome person.
She is. She's amazing.
Mike and Shelly, I saw them recently, and they're doing well. Mike's got his transplant coming up that they're looking at, and Shelly's arm is doing better. She's just trying to use it a lot, to try to heal up quicker, and that's not helping her too much. I got my TQ hat on. I just wanted to show you guys. I got my brand new TQ hat on. My other one has oh God, sorry, we'll get this fixed for you. My other one has oil and grease all over the top of it now.
I should have worn my TQ shirt today.
I know, Scott's even got a TQ shirt. That's a 10-4. Scott earned that TQ shirt. And we just wanted to talk to you guys about a couple things today. So the first one, really motivated to hear that they're planning more events for the Reawakening America tour and that whole effort. I'm really glad to hear that there are more events. I'm really glad to hear that high-level patriots are coming together to help get the word out. It sure would be great if they could mention those patriots who have been on the mall, for more than a month on the National Mall standing up for freedom. It would be great if you could mention them, But you never know. Yeah, that's the one in New York they're talking about. They say it really fires people up. That's what Susan is saying. Yeah, it would be cool to get up there and see them. I know there's a big convoy that's going to roll up there. The Missouri Patriots. What's up, Sylvia? Great to see you. Thank you for being here. I know the Missouri Patriots were talking about running a convoy. And Scott actually had a great idea. What does this say? Squirrel and the rodents are not done with 1776. Something really needs to be done. They're trying to create their own evil movement. They are pretty evil, right? I've seen some of this stuff. You have a decal that says, "We the people are pissed off." Yeah, that's fair. I think the people are pissed off. What do you think it is, Scott, that's made so many people frustrated? Like, what are some of the specific things maybe that have made folks frustrated? I know we talk about it generally a lot, like, oh, well, the erosion of our freedoms, or we're losing freedoms.
How long do you want to make this live stream?
Oh, man.
Because, we're not going to fix it overnight. This has been going on for years. They take a little bit and then let people get used to that, and they take a little bit more and they let people get used to that. But right now, the big issues we need to deal with is, our energy system.
Yeah, well said.
Why are we not using our resources like we were using, other than to put money in the pockets of politicians that have made policies to make themselves money? A politician shouldn't come in the office making $100,000, $200,000 a year, whatever it is they make, and by the end of their first term, they're millionaires. If people can't see that there's corruption in that somewhere,
that's
not
right.
Paying close attention. But we need to restore and be self-sufficient in our energy the way we were. We need to tackle these trucking issues with California, to where a large amount of our trucking industry can't even enter the state of California, where our largest deep water port is, which is one issue with the supply chain breakdown. Mm-hmm. We can't get goods out of that state. Mm-hmm. And I myself, I'm a huge Second Amendment supporter. I grew up as a hunter and a woodsman. I shot competition, and the restrictions that they put on people are ridiculous, because the only ones that they hurt are people like myself that buy firearms legally, use them as a legal manner, use them what they're used for. Mm-hmm. If I'm a criminal, I'm not going to go to the gun store and buy a gun. I'm going to go find one that on the street somewhere.
That's right.
And you can find them. You're not hurting the criminals. The only thing you're doing is hurting good Americans that follow the law, that use those weapons to protect themselves, to shoot sport, to hunt with. You know, it's an education issue.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you have, when they were just trying to pass this bill for the assault weapons ban, you had a politician up there saying that a pistol brace for an AR was a bump stock. It made it shoot faster. It doesn't even function that way. And they're making these statements about items that they don't even know what they are, and then people see that and they think, oh my, you shouldn't have that, it makes it a machine gun. It doesn't. All it is a brace, but he's saying it's a bump stock that makes it a machine gun. And a bump stock doesn't make it a machine gun. If you've ever shot one, it takes some practice to get it to even work properly. It's a really stupid design. I don't own one because I've never seen the point in it. All it is a waste of ammo, but you know, but that's just one thing that they take away from us to where they can say this is a firearm right now, like with the 80%ers. Well, now they're considering that a firearm, so what's next? Now I got to register my barrel, I got to register a trigger, I got to register a scope. You know, what's next? You just keep registering everything you own?
Like a suppressor, sure.
That's my soapbox, is I'm a big 2A supporter.
Yeah.
But our transportation issues, the FDA working with these vaccines.
That's right, Charlotte.
You know, 10 years ago, oh, we can't roll this vaccine out because it's not tested enough. This thing comes out in 6 weeks, and now everyone's mandated to get it, and people lose their jobs because they didn't get it, and people die.
We had a nurse on here. She was a nurse 30 years, and she lost her job because she wouldn't take that.
My wife gave in to the peer pressure at her job because she was afraid she was going to lose it, and took the first shot, and it almost killed her. And we've been in the hospital now. She's spent time in the hospital 3 different times because of complications of just getting one. And it took us forever to get a doctor write her medical exemption. The first doctor told us he's not allowed to do that because the state told him he can't. He said it's like when the sun comes up. Nothing you can do about it. You have to get the second one that's going to make you worse. So there's a doctor saying you have to take this medicine that's going to make you worse, but I can't do nothing about it because the state tells me I have to tell you that. That's not a doctor. I told him you took an oath to be a patient advocate. So this is wrong. But the government tells them you have to do it, and people bow down.
Mm-hmm.
We all have to just stop. You know what? We're not going to do it. Civil disobedience. We don't have to be violent. We don't have to be angry or break out guns and destroy stuff and break stuff. We just have to say no. No. There's no reason for this.
Well said, Scott.
And just not do it. If everyone just doesn't do it, then people will be like, hey, that whole group of people's not doing it. Why aren't they doing it? Maybe they'll look into it and be like, hey, they're right. This shit is wrong. Sorry for the language.
You're all right. You're all right. I think you're right on point. And what's up, Rhonda? Good to see you, too.
We have to stop listening to news and educate ourselves. Do research. Find the actual paperwork of what they say it does.
Audrey says, so true, because I know. Sing it, Scott, with a bunch of exclamation points.
Sorry, I get on the soapbox, but it's aggravating, especially because it's personal to me with it hurting my wife. And, you know, we even got kickback from...
They said prayers for you and your great RN wife.
Her family, because they were
Thank
like,
you, whoever said that. Verna, sorry.
They tried to, you know, do this testing program at work, and I got enough people together to resist it and sign enough grievances that they actually discontinued it because enough of us said no.
That's right.
Everyone else was like, well, that's what the job says we got to do. I'm like, no. If we get enough of us together, they're not going to fire all of us because they need us. We're already understaffed.
What happens
have to stand together
with that police department where the whole police department quit?
I don't.
Weren't you telling me? Somebody was telling me about that.
I don't remember where it was at. I seen it the other day on one of the gun tubers I watch on YouTube, and the police chief was getting a lot of flack from the mayor and having him do a bunch of stuff, and they didn't like the policy she was rolling out. So he said enough's enough, and he resigned. And it was a small police department in a small town, and all of his officers resigned with him. The whole police department quit one day. But I don't remember where it was. It was within the last 2 weeks this happened, because I was telling you about it this morning. But yeah, they didn't like the mayor's policies of what they were having them do for the citizens, and to the citizens, and he was being harassed by the mayor. And finally, he just said enough's enough. He quit, and all of his guys followed him out the door.
They're saying it was in North Carolina.
Is that where it was?
That's what they're saying.
I
Police
can't remember.
resigned. Yeah.
I can't remember where it was, but I remember, watching a story on one of the YouTubers I watch.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly right. Small town in North Carolina, they're saying.
Right.
And, I actually had a really good conversation with Scott. You need to think about, are they police or sheriffs, and who do they report to, right? And then how does that break down? Could you maybe just tell everybody what we were talking about yesterday, the difference between the sheriff and the chief of police, and who each of them reports to, and how they get their positions? Why one has more power than the other?
A sheriff is an elected position, so he sits at the same level as the politicians in a county, but he has the law enforcement side of it. So he works with the county commissioners and the mayors or whatever, but ultimately his department is his department. But a police chief for like a city police or town police, they work for the mayor. They're a hired position, so they can be fired. A sheriff has that call. He can say, we're not enforcing this law. That's how you can have sheriffs that say this is a 2A sanctuary area. They're not going to have their officers enforce it. But a police chief that's hired, if the mayor tells them they got to do it, that's their boss. The mayor's their boss, because that's the elected official.
Mm-hmm.
So ultimately, in the grand scheme of it, a sheriff has more authority, the way I understand it, than a police chief, because they're an elected official.
Somebody said, depends on the state, the sheriffs in Massachusetts are neutered.
No, I'm not. You can have good sheriffs and bad sheriffs.
That's right.
But for the bulk of, that's the way I understand it, is the sheriff has his say on his department.
Yeah. And so we were talking about, one gets their power from the people. One's elected by the people, the sheriff, right? Whereas the chief of police is appointed by a mayor. And is that more of a federal approach, a federal position, a mayor? No, it's still a state level position, but they get
a mayor would be
or a city level, position.
That would be a local jurisdiction, a city or town.
And then a governor, a state level position, again elected, but they have to have a high level of interaction with the federal government for grants and goods and services, and right, everything that flows into and out of and across that state. I don't know. We're learning a lot more.
That's where the bureaucracy comes in, because you either have a governor that is loyal to a state, or he has a governor that's loyal to the federal, because the federal can say, if you don't play ball with us, we're not giving you the federal funding for this.
You're not going to get that $100 billion for schools and hospitals or whatever.
Do you want to try to build your infrastructure for your state to be self-sufficient and not have to rely on the federal government? Then you can say, I'm running my state for the people. Or do you just, all right, whatever you say, I'll do.
Yes.
Ultimately, at the end of the day, like we've said for months now, they need to remember they work for us. And people out there need to call their representatives.
That's right.
And pass your feelings along.
What should they say and how should they say it?
If we just sit in a coffee shop or just sit here on live and bitch about it, that's between us. That's our conversation. We're bitching. I call it freaking break room government. It's just bitching and nothing gets done about it. But if you take those hurts, those wrongs, those problems, and you call those representatives, get your friends to call them, flood their phone lines with complaints, they're going to have to do something, because call them up, tell them your complaints, tell them to come down on the mall and visit with us. They don't have to agree or disagree with us, but come down and meet us, meet the people, see what we're about, and let them make their own decision. They're humans. They want to get reelected, then have them come out and meet with the people and say, hey, what are you about? Let us talk to them. We can ask them for their support. But we have to get you people, everyone that's out and about the country, to call their representatives. Call your local, call your federal, and say, these are our complaints. Please go down and meet with these people in the mall that have been there for a month. We can talk till we're blue in the face, but if we don't get the support of the people sitting in those offices,
That's right.
we're not going to make any progress without getting the support of the decision makers. And we have to let them know that their decisions affect people. Because they sit up there in their little high house, laws they make don't affect them. They do what they want. And they need to get back out into the real world and see the people. And we need to ask them to come visit with us and talk with us and see what we're about, make up their own mind instead of what their assistants are telling them or they see on MSNBC or whatever. They need to come down and you need to ask them politely, hey, these are our problems. Please go talk to these people. Get out there. We want to see your face.
That's
You
right.
want us to support us. If we want you to support you, we want to see you supporting us. That's what we need to do.
Susan said, we just need to grow a pair and say they work for us.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree with that.
Very well said. Very well said, Scott. You're getting a lot of support right here, brother. I think that everybody can make that phone call, and you could just maybe let them know, hey, there's some people who are out on the National Mall. They've been there for a month. They're standing up for freedom, trying to restore a constitutional republic, right? And then there aren't, maybe some of these politicians can't come out and just interact in person right away. Maybe they need to find out more about the movement, but there's a lot that they could do behind the scenes. You know what I mean? Maybe there's some things they could do behind the scenes for us, and I wouldn't be afraid to ask them for that too, because it puts it in their mind.
Their representatives, their assistants.
That's it.
At minimum.
They're politicians. They have underlings. They have people working with them that they could send out.
At minimum, send your people out to talk to us.
That's right.
Get the truth from the people on the ground and not from your media and hearsay from here or there.
Sylvia says the visionaries love Scott Fire with appropriate emojis, heart and a fire. That's awesome. I'm hearing Sheriff Grady Judd, and did I hear about a Mike Lamb? Did I hear about Mark Lamb? Where are those sheriffs located? They think we're doing a great job, and they say don't stop. 10-4. Guys, I told you a little bit about the conversation at breakfast with the gentleman who walked down and sort of, did I tell you?
I don't think so.
When I was at breakfast with TQ, with TQ Trucking, with Tony and Lisa. Well, we were at the hotel and we were just down at breakfast, and all of a sudden this gentleman walks down, an African-American gentleman in mesh shorts and a t-shirt, and flip-flops or something, very non-threatening, sits down. Maybe he had shoes on. I don't think I remember looking at his feet. But he sat down right next to us, and he prayed, bowed his head, and he prayed. And then he asked if he could talk to us about his favorite Bible story. And he started telling us how Moses had to deliver the people, and how God went to Moses, and he wasn't a very good speaker, so they talked to his brother Aaron, said, don't worry, you're going to have some backup on this. And he told us that story. And then as the story was going on, he started talking about how important it was to get out there and live stream and tell the people what was going on and get the word out. And I was trying to remember when Moses was live streaming. But the way that he kind of folded it in, he was talking about Moses going around and helping to get the word out to everybody and motivating the people and getting them to safety. And he kept talking about that. Then he started talking about things that had happened, when nobody else was around with us in TQ, things we had seen and talked about. He started talking about that, and he kept just plugging things in from a reality that matched the stories. And he was really encouraging us to continue to come down here. And
did you know him?
Never met him in my life.
Did he know what you guys were doing?
No. We told him about 1776.
Right.
He said he grew up in D.C. And he said, now it doesn't matter what side they're on. If they're Democrats or the Republicans, they've been there long enough. The only thing they think about you when you walk in the room is how can they help me or how can they hurt me? He said that's what they think first.
Yep.
And he goes, if it's anything that might hurt them, they're going to stay far away. And if it's something that might help them, maybe they'll come towards it, but slowly. And he was talking about how there is a lot that goes on behind the scenes. And he thought it was very important that we continue to do what we're doing. Well, I told him about 1776, right? Told him to go down and just check it out. Told him everybody was welcome. And then we saw him in a live stream. He went down there the night the Parks Police made that huge line. And he was down there talking to people. We saw him. He put a fishing hat on, but he went down there. And so it was super cool to see that gentleman getting involved. It was cool to hear his advice and his support. So 10-4. A random occurrence.
That's wild.
Very random occurrence. And I mean, he even said little things like, I mean, I guess I shouldn't say it on the live stream, but he said little things that were directly related to things that did not happen online. So he was cued into some stuff, and he would tell a Bible story, but then he would like say a few other random things related to our life and then tie them together. So I don't know how that worked, but that guy was sure motivating.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, they're asking if we saw the live stream of Jersey J sneaking around the camp.
Yes, I watched that this morning.
We did see him. So what did he do? He left his house. He traveled to where the 1776 Restoration Movement is based. He then parked his vehicle and snuck through the woods in the dark and videotaped people through a chain link fence. Is that what happened?
He just videotaped the whole lot through a fence, and what I think is funny is like most of that fence the whole way around there's poison ivy growing up all over. So I hope he had a bad morning.
I know. I hope he got down that poison ivy.
I don't wish anything bad on anybody.
They say he did get poison ivy.
Did he? But, what was the point of that? To me, that's just like some 7th grade stuff. Like, oh, look, I can see. I don't get it.
I think he was trying to intimidate us.
If they want freedom, then they should say that's what they want. But they don't hurt us for anything. They just insult us and say derogatory stuff all the time and just be obnoxious. It's like what they're doing is annoying, but there's no point to it. There's no end game other than to destroy the Patriots movement. I don't understand what they're thinking. Like, if somebody wants to have an alternate lifestyle, that's not my thing.
10-4.
I'm not going to make fun of them for that. If they're standing for freedom, I'm going to stand beside them for freedom. Well, I'm not making you live my life. I'm not making you go out and shoot guns with me and go hunting and camp in the woods. That's my thing. You don't want to do that, that's fine. That's what America's built on, diversity and being able to live your life the way you want.
Well said.
And what they're doing is basically the exact opposite. They're heckling us and being childish.
And she says they stand for bullying.
So we can't live our life the way we want and have our movement the way we want. It's exactly the opposite of what we're fighting for. And I just don't understand if they're going to sit there and say they're for freedom, but everything they're doing is completely against it. I don't understand it.
I
wish them well. I wish that they would understand what they're doing. It's really making no sense.
They're stalking people. They're harassing and stalking people. I think they're committing crimes. I wonder where law enforcement is on them. I mean, they posted videos. And then that other guy, that telescope guy, posted a video saying, what did he say? He was going to shoot somebody?
He said...
in the head?
He said he was doxxed and they gave out his home address. And he said if Oreo shows up at his house, I hope he comes in because I'll shoot him right in the face or something like that. It's just...
Yeah.
It's...
threatening to shoot people.
It's completely the opposite of what we stand for. We're not trying to do these things that people will make their lives difficult.
Yeah, we're here standing up for freedom.
They showed up here and started doing these things to us. If some people out there decided to retaliate and give out their information, well, that was that person's choice. It had nothing to do with the movement.
They've been doing that to all of us.
It wasn't a decision for the movement to dox them, but if somebody took that upon themselves, that's what they did. But their side, that's their whole point, is to dox us and make our home lives bad and give out our information. And I am who I am. I don't hide nothing.
Charlene says they all have criminal records.
I've been questioned at work for being part of the movement, and I'm 100% on it. Yes, I go. Yes, I support it. It's not violent. We're not breaking any laws. We're just doing what God-loving Americans should be doing.
That's right.
So
how do guys at the firehouse respond to you when they find out that you've been so involved and helpful in the Patriot movement and the freedom movement? Has that won you more friends, or has it had the opposite effect, or what are those conversations like?
There's some people that are like really supportive. They're like, that's awesome you do that, but I'm like, why aren't you going? Well, I don't want to lose my job. I don't want to get arrested. I don't want to get in trouble. And I try to explain to them, look, go down there and you talk to people, and you don't do anything stupid, you're not going to get arrested. You know, they've gone after our leaders because they've tried to cut the head off the beast.
That's right.
You know, you take out the leaders. I mean, that's simple military tactics. Take out the leaders, and the rest will fall.
They just don't understand this is we the people.
They discovered that taking out the voices of the group did not stop the group, because we have our lead voices and people that are the front line of the group, but we are a group. We make decisions together. Yeah, Santa's our leader, but if Santa's not there, other people jump into that role and take over.
That's right.
And I think they've realized that
we have
didn't work after they've arrested a couple people. But everyone's so worried about, oh, you know, what if I get put on the list or I get this or that? Well, if you're not on the list in this day and age, you're not being a good American. That's how I feel about it. But, you know, there's nothing to be scared of. And if you're living in fear, then what's the point in still doing what you're doing if you're so scared you're going to lose something at the time?
And that's it. Before I drove 500 miles to be back here with these Patriots, you know, I was safe and I was protected. And I was taking my SIM cards down, and you know what I mean? I was kind of running, and that's not any way to live. You need to stand up and stand tall and be a Patriot, and you know what I mean? Say, you do whatever you're going to do, I'm going to do what I'm going to do, but I haven't done anything wrong or illegal or immoral or unethical here, and so we're going to stand up. I appreciate you guys supporting me, right? And Scott, with what you're saying, thank you. But I definitely want to know what other firefighters say. How do they respond to you?
There's a few around that like to make fun of me for what I do. They call me conspiracy theorist or, you know, a rebel or whatever. And they can say what they want. That's their right. They can say what they want. I give them the information. I tell them, you know, you should go meet the people. I've met so many amazing Americans
10-4.
since I started helping out in Hagerstown in April. And to hear stories from people across the country, what they went through to be a part, or what they went through to drive them to help. And then to look around at the guys that are like, I'm too scared to get in trouble driving their $50,000 trucks, and, you know, everything's well and good. You know, I had a guy tell me the other day, well, it doesn't affect my life, however it turns out. And I'm like, but it does. I have my house up on the mountain, you know, I'm living good, life's good for me, it doesn't affect me. I'm like, but so paying $5 a gallon for gas isn't affecting your life?
That's right.
Not being able to possibly get the food that you need because you go to the grocery store daily because you don't grow your own food, you don't have a food supply, you just go to the grocery store every couple of days.
That's right.
That's not going to affect your life. The policies that they make affect your life whether you think so or not. It's like I told my kids.
Thank you, Diane.
My daughter likes to give me a hard time about being political. She's a 14-year-old. She's a teenager. God love her. But, you know, she's a teenage girl. She goes there, she's like, Dad, you know, it doesn't really matter. I'm like, just because you don't take an interest in government doesn't mean government does not affect you.
That's right.
So as long as you sit and let it happen, I really feel, not to sound rude, but if you're just going to sit back and be complacent, then don't complain when things get bad. You know,
That's right.
If you don't want them to get bad, come down for an afternoon. Come sit on the lawn for an afternoon and meet the people, talk to them, hear the stories. Amazing people out there.
10-4.
People that have been living out of their cars for months just to stand there to say, we're tired of it, for you guys at home that are comfortable. And God bless you all for everything you do. We need people working to keep our country moving.
That's right. Keep our GDP going. Keep the
If you're an
economy
hour
strong.
from D.C., 2 hours from D.C., take a little road trip on a Saturday. Come down, visit, say hi to everybody, and then take your family around and see the nation's capital.
Say amen. Yep.
Come
Try to see the sights.
Swing back by and visit with people for a little bit. Just come down and see what we're about and meet the people. Maybe hang out for a little bit so we can, you know, build our numbers. We need people there. When they see people, you get reactions.
That's right.
You know, and make a day of it. Come down, you know, see the sights with your family. Go out to eat. You know, or come down and spend the whole day with us. We'd love that, but give us an hour of your time, 2 hours of your time. You know, it would bring up the spirits of the people that are there. You know, the more people around will show the people in that big white house that we're not playing games. We got more people coming to see us and visit. Call your representatives. Every little bit helps, but honestly, we need support of our representatives, and we need people there to show a presence. We're not there destroying things. We're picking up trash when we see trash. We're not there blocking highways and laying down on the road and stopping traffic. We're sitting in our area. We're showing our presence, and we're not causing problems. The other people are causing problems.
That's right.
We try very hard not to engage. You know, come down for a little camaraderie and a little friendship. You know, hang out, pack a picnic, come down and have a picnic with us. You know, it's. I promise you, you come down and sit and talk with the people and see the love that they have for this country and people that they don't even know, how welcomed you'll be when you show up. You'll feel like you've been part of this family forever.
That's right.
They're amazing people.
Sandra says, bless Scott. Thank you for your honor and service. And Diane, thank you very much. Really appreciate you.
I'm just a guy who goes to work every day.
When you accept, Polly says, when you accept Jesus as your Savior, there is no fear. The enemy has already been defeated and knows it. And one day soon he will, along with his followers, be cast eternally into hell. I like that. I think that God is supporting this mission. You know, we hung up that appeal to heaven flag.
That gave me chills.
We gave Scott chills. Look, good job, everybody. You bumped his geese. Good job. Who is that? Polly? Good job.
Awesome.
Really good job, Polly. And Diane, thank you so much for your support. Really appreciate that. That's right. Now that flag, that was an appeal to heaven flag. The story about that flag. What do I think of Defender of Ants? I think the Red Baron is looking for him. He's watching him, I think. The Red Baron is watching Defender of Ants. I sure wouldn't want the Red Baron to be watching me. Yeah. But I'm glad when he does. He's a hell of a Patriot. And I just want to take a moment to really, really thank the Patriots at TQ Trucking for everything that they did for me. There are two other Patriot families who really went out of their way for me as well during that tougher time there. And TQ Trucking really stood up and they clothed me and protected me and transported me. And they really put everything on the line. Their trucking company with 18 trucks and the thousands of acres that they farm. They put all that on the line to come out and help me. And so TQ Trucking, lots of love, lots of respect to TQ Trucking. Hat is off. Debbie Rose says, thank you, Scott. And hell yeah,
very well.
This is one of those amazing Patriots right here. Scott's just the top Patriot right here. And you guys might remember Scott was the one who foiled the Antifa plot. He went and found the bricks. And Scott was the one that went and recovered the beast with the power of attorney and the key.
I had help on both of those missions. It was a team effort.
How shady was it when you went and got the truck in the middle of the woods?
I told X-Ray, well, it was a couple days later when I talked to you on the phone, I was like, I'm not going to lie, at one point, I wasn't sure we were all coming home that day. I was getting a little nervous at one point, especially when that school bus pulled up and those other cars pulled up down below us. I was like, this is getting real shady real quick.
That's right.
I really wanted to look the truck over and recovering the piece. We accomplished the mission, got it back to Bunker Hill, and then people were saying that things weren't damaged when we picked it up. We looked it over quickly, got up to Bunker Hill. There was a video taken that was offline that was sent to X-Ray. There's pictures sent to him. When we got back to Bunker Hill, that was, for his personal information. He chose to put it out there when the time was right. But,
that's right. We have more videos of the damage that were taken right away. We just have those offline and we're saving those. The attorney's going through the whole process right now. Stuff so she would run, and as soon as that truck would run, I got in it and drove back here to try to motivate the Patriots. I know it's a critical time right now, guys. Critical time with the movement. 1776 is still running strong. I encourage you to come out and support them, and just like Scott said, Fire said, maybe come out for like an hour or two. Take your family and see the sights in DC. Maybe come out to join the movement for just a couple of hours. and then go on with your business. But if you can just come out for a little bit, anything you can do is a huge help. And we have to do everything we can for the Patriots. Even Trucker G has come out, right? When I saw Trucker G in Missouri, I was like, hey, the Patriots would love to see you, just maybe even rent a car. And now I know that he went out of his way. He's hauling a load, but they went out of their way, Trucker G and Mrs. G, to come to Bunker Hill to at least see everybody. So that's awesome, guys.
It's sad that DC has the stigma around it that it does, because the mall area where we've been hanging out and stuff, it's a very beautiful area of the city. There's some ugly parts of that city, but that area of the city is very beautiful. It's a lot of old buildings, great architecture. It's a nice day. I've gone there on field trips with my kids. It's a nice place. It's sad that there's so much corruption there, but it'd be a nice day with your family and stop by and see us while you're there.
That's all we want, right? That's fair, guys. Just come on out and check it out. Stay in the game. Look to General Flynn, who's staying involved and getting more involved. I thought that this was one of the first rallies that he was coming to. Oh, Paula, thank you so much for that. Appreciate all you do and continue to do. Thank you. I appreciate you, and couldn't do it without you guys. Yeah, these trolls, don't worry, it's all a joke. They can come hang out anytime they want. They can come hang out anytime they want. Right now, we're probably in Maryland.
Yeah, we're in Maryland.
We're in Maryland right now. We're in Maryland, and so we came in. We just left the campsite with 1776 Restoration Movement. We tried to go live in there, but we couldn't go live because we just had some kind of issue related to service. It said we had service, but it said we couldn't go live with that service. So I just posted a couple quick videos to show you we were there. All right, and when we were there, we posted, what did we do? Maybe you tell them. They like you. They don't want to listen to me. They don't want to listen to my crap.
What, at the campsite?
Yeah. What did we do when we went there? And it was a good mission.
We stopped in the campsite and said hi to everybody. Everyone's excited to see us. And we hung up some flags and some American flag banners and chatted with everybody and talked about some different ways of doing things and how to keep everybody safe and keep a good security presence about things, especially with them sneaking around in the woods around places. It just blows my mind. But
it's ridiculous.
We had a great conversation with them, talked to them, tried like hell to get it live going. We tried on a couple different phones, but we got some flags hung up, so when they get back from DC tonight, there'll be a little more motivation there, and just felt good to do a little something for them, bring the morale up and talk to everybody. And I'm looking forward to the next chance I get to go back. Like I was saying to y'all, give us an hour, give us an evening. With my schedule and my wife's schedule, I don't have a lot of time. I was driving to DC at night, helping with security.
That's right, on the overnight.
And then leaving directly from there and going straight to work because that was the only time I had to give. So I wasn't out in the face of the public, but I was going to help out with what little bit I could give. I've taken some drives down there and back just to take supplies. It takes a couple hours out of my day, go help out. I can't be there all the time like everyone else. Like you all can't be there all the time. But
that's right.
A quick trip to drop off a case of water or something and say hi, hey, I'm here to support you. I can't really hang out long, but whatever. I'm not a very common face around the group because I'm not there every day, but because I come and go regularly, people know me.
That's
I
right.
give a minute here. I make phone calls to people I can.
That's right.
Stuff, but every little bit helps. Every heart helps. But like I said, we need people. I try to be there when I can. And we all have our lives. We all get caught up in our lives. We all say, I'm going to do it next weekend. I'm going to do it next weekend. There's been nights I was getting ready to leave to go to DC to help with security. I'm like, I really just want to crawl in bed and go to sleep.
Yeah,
but
I'm
you
sure.
know what? I can sleep tomorrow. I'm just going to go take care of this. And I go do it. And when you get there and you start doing it, you get this energized because you're doing something for the right side.
The Nebraska Patriot says, I've seen you around. You're greatly appreciated. That's right. He has been around.
I wish I could be around more, but I I give what I can, and that's all we're asking. It's just your time. We don't ask for your money. You know, money is a great thing to get for the movement because, of course, they need that to keep things going. But
bless your heart and all that you do. Thank you for your help, Scott.
a little bit of time here and there, some boots on the ground, the presence of the hearts and souls of the people is really what we need.
Just stop by, swing by, say hello, bring some peaches or something. You know, Mrs. Smith, Ma, she had some great peaches today that she shared with us that somebody had dropped off. So any little thing, you just go by, say hello, motivate them, drop off some flags or some fruit or a snack. Somebody else had some fudge today, right? So any little thing really boosts the morale. It motivates people. It helps them. It helps keep them in the game a little bit longer, guys. And that's what we need to do, is just keep everybody in the game, keep the pressure on, right? Keep motivating the Patriots so the Patriots can continue to project a message of frustration, right? And of expectation to our elected and appointed officials. So that's what we wanted to do.
You know what I'd really like to see? I would like to see this critter convoy, whatever that, Defender Advance, all of them. I like to see them sit down on a picnic table. And I'm like, some of us sit on the other side of that picnic table. And I like to sit down and ask them, why do you hate us? I know you have these feelings about this.
That's right.
Pedo or whatever that is. That person's gone. Why do you hate us? Why do you have to keep calling us fat and lazy and grifters and dirty people? I mean, they're making fun of people peeing in buckets, but Defender Vance has a pee bucket in his van. So
yeah, wait, but he was yelling about that.
He shared a tour of his van with the pee bucket in his van. So okay, you're doing the same thing. People have to use the facilities. You're not around, whatever. We make do with what we got. But I would like to sit down at a table with them and just have an adult human conversation. Like, why do you hate us?
Yeah.
What do you want out of this?
They would just start singing and yelling.
What can we find that you guys support that you can stop hating us that we support? Let's have a conversation like adults and stop this freaking junior high. Oh, look, the fat guy hanging out with the other group. Our group's cooler than your group. It's just, it blows my mind that adults act like that.
That's right.
And it hurts my heart because people are giving so much because they just want our country to be strong and free, and they do this stuff. I just like to sit down and have an adult conversation with them. I don't want to yell at them. I don't want to fight with them. I want to have a conversation and be like, what happened? Why are we here? What is going on? What is causing this contention? And if you don't like us, then just leave us alone.
That's right.
If you don't like us, you don't have to be here bothering us.
That's right.
Let's talk. Why don't you like us? Okay, this is why you should. This is whatever. I would just like to have an adult conversation with them and iron out the differences. And if we still come to agree to disagree at the end of it, then let's part our separate ways. And they still want to act like kids, well, then that's their right. They're Americans. They're free to do what they want.
So we respectfully call them out and invite them to sit down and have a beer with us sometime or a meal.
Yeah.
Yeah, we respectfully challenge them to having a meal with us like adult patriots.
With no expectations. If
no.
At the end of it, we agree to disagree, then we disagree. But that's what...
I'm down with that.
That's what our country's built on. You have the freedom to have your opinion. That's fine. I just want to understand why you're behaving the way they do and they hate us so much.
Justin was amazing, guys. Just for the record, Justin was and is amazing. He's a Marine sergeant. He's done incredible things for the movement. I wasn't there to see what happened with Wyckoff, but I know Wyckoff's in the chat right now. What's up? If you took steps to get him arrested or in trouble after you didn't listen to his request about live streaming there after the whole group had a discussion about whether or not people would live stream at a certain time. I don't know what happened, but I think that Justin saw things like he was on duty and he was trying to do a good job to keep people safe. And, I don't know what happened, but if you tried to get him in trouble, he's an amazing guy, and it's too bad that anything like that happened. Justin's really an amazing guy.
I haven't heard the story from either side, so I won't take a stance, but
that's it.
I know I've spoken with both of those guys, and I got I like Justin, and I spoke with with Wyckoff there at the mall before. Said hi to him, talked to him.
Yeah.
I don't have anything against him either, but I don't know what happened on either side, so I can't chime in on that.
Yeah. So.
And I didn't see.
I don't want to. Yeah, I'm not really pushing that one way or another. Yeah, exactly right. Right. You never know. There's three sides to every story. I just know my experience with him. He's been a very positive patriot, and I respect the guy. 10-4, 10-4. I got you on that. I understand and respect that more could have happened that I'm not aware of, and I'm 100% down to take a look at that later. But for right now, we just want all the furry little freaks to come out and have dinner with us. Really, anytime. Scott has a date night tonight, but I'll meet them for dinner. They can meet me. Maybe tomorrow. Thank you. Thank you so much, Martin. Really appreciate that. Some people don't have the capacity to have a reasonable conversation. It's that simple.
Some people don't, but I would like to see us try. You know, I'm willing to stand up and be a part of that meeting.
I'm down.
But
if they ever want, if you guys end up in their chat, let them know that I'm just inviting them to dinner. And Martin, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Have them come on down anytime they want, and we'll just talk to them. We'll just talk to them, and we'll have a conversation, and hopefully they have a great day. And if they don't like that, they can kick grass. Sorry.
Like I said, at the end of it, we can agree to disagree. That's
fine.
Right.
That's right.
You know, at least let's try to have a
thank you, Diane.
cordial conversation and figure out what the big issue is.
That's right. So whoever's with the aunt or whatever, just tell him we want to have dinner, and we can go somewhere nice. I know he likes fast food restaurants, so we could take him to a nice fast food restaurant, or he could get a taquito or something. Scott and I will probably get a nice sandwich or something, salad. I'm just kidding, guys. Hold on, let me mute it real quick, guys. Hold on. All right, everybody. Boop. Boop. All right, there you go. There you are. All right, Patriots. I love you guys. It's been awesome hanging out with you. I'm with the Real Fire.
Love you guys, too. Thanks for all your support.
We're going to cut it off here.
Hope to see you guys in person someday soon. Be safe. Call your representatives and take care of yourselves.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you, Martin.
I'm not much
Thank
for
you.
being on the camera.
They really do have a lot of energy and passion. They would be beneficial to have on your side for sure. Yeah, right. Until you get to know them, right? You can have all the energy and passion in the world, but when you hear the things coming out of their mouths and the way in which they're choosing to conduct themselves, yeah, you don't want to block anybody out, but there's some people who are helpers and some people are tearing down what we're building. So yeah, they can come have dinner with me anytime they want, like maybe in Colorado. Let's meet in Colorado somewhere. All right, let them know. I'll even meet them here, Maryland, Virginia, wherever. We'll have a nice dinner. We'll all hang out. It should be really fun. So you guys set that up, and I'm going to jump off. Watch the other video. You'll see that Scott and I went down to the camp, and we set up a bunch of flags for them. Love you guys. See you later.
That's it. One